What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about things that you guys do in the Nordic countries that are totally different from here in the United States. So, for most of us here in the US, the American way of life is the only way that we know. It's the only way that we understand. So, today, I really want to check out this video here and learn about some of the things that are normal in Sweden and Norway, Denmark and Finland, but are very strange for me. So let's take a look.
Many Nordic people will not think about holding doors open for others and may push past you silently in public transport or in the supermarket.
What? What? Seriously? That's random. That is not what I was expecting. That kind of difference, because that almost comes across as like rude, but I don't think Nordic people are trying to be rude, but you don't hold the door for other people? Like here in the US, if you're walking into a grocery store or like into the gym or something, if somebody is walking in with you or behind you or whatever, if you are supposed to hold the door open and at least like pass the door to them or just hold it open and let them walk through. That's totally normal. It's actually kind of expected. If you don't do any of that, it's actually considered pretty rude. But in Nordic countries, you don't have, there's no expectation of that. So, are we just like being too formal? I I like that we're like friendly in that way where it's like you hold the door, but it seems like in Nordic countries you guys don't care about like all the pleasantries, the formalities, like you don't have to hold the door for someone and they're not going to get offended or mad. Whereas in the US, like if you didn't hold the door, they someone would actually probably take offense to that. Or if you try to like go in the door in front of them or slip past them or not say anything, like that could cause a problem. Like it makes someone upset. So I've never thought about it like that, but in a weird way, I kind of like how there's no expectation for this in Nordic countries. You guys are just like kind of more chill about it. It's just like whatever. Like you don't have to be so concerned with other people, I guess.
Yeah, I think a lot of us don't really think about it in our everyday lives. Like it's common sense to us when someone pushes past us in a narrow space without saying anything because that person needed to walk past. It's I don't think it's
Huh. It's it's so interesting because it's just a totally different way of thinking. It makes me think Americans are like we're very concerned about other people. And we're very like concerned about other people's motivations and what like how we're coming across and whereas like you guys like the Nordic mentality is more like yeah, they went past me cuz they're in a hurry. Like that's fine. Whereas in the US, like people are too quick to get offended and be like, why did they have to just go by me like that? Couldn't they have waited? Couldn't I could have moved out of the way. I could have held the door. What's wrong? So, yeah, it's maybe we're just doing too much in a weird way.
true. Like it makes sense to me that our shoulders needed to brush together for that person to walk past. It's not like it's done on purpose, and if it is done on purpose, it's very obvious. I don't know.
Yeah, if you brush shoulders with another American like trying to get by, like it's gonna cause a little conflict. Like they're gonna be annoyed. They might not like say anything or yell, but they're gonna think like, "What's his problem?" You know. Whereas you guys are much more objective. That's what it is. You're just more objective about it. You're able to just like objectively be like, okay, that person had to like squeeze by, you know, or that person didn't want to hold the door because we're all capable of opening the door. Like, I'm not offended that they didn't go out of their way. Because in the US, sometimes people will like open the door and see somebody like in the parking lot. Like, that's like 50 feet away, and they will stand there and hold the door open to be polite. And it's almost too much at times.
Maybe it's just me. Like, I don't see a reason to use my energy being offended over stuff like that. There's a lack of hospitality compared to other cultures. I think that's right as well. We don't just invite people into our homes. Our homes are just very private to us. I have
Nordic culture is so fascinating because it's like at times it feels like the opposite of American culture. Like in here in the US, you're supposed to be like very warm and welcoming, and it's like even if we have to go against our own desire, because sometimes you don't want to talk to people. Sometimes you don't want people to come over. You don't want to host. You don't want to open the door. There's a lot of things we don't want to do, but we just do it anyway because it's what you're supposed to do. Whereas it feels like you guys are like free. You're free from all that expectation and all the pleasantries. And so this is so different from American culture. I see some people would almost think it's rude, like you guys are being like standoffish or cold, like, oh, don't bother. Where I just think it's being honest about like your being human, your desires, you know? Sometimes you want to be a host, a lot of times you don't, and that's okay. So, I actually appreciate how real you guys are as a whole society, as a culture. It's very honest.
friends who have never even been here. Very close friends as well. So I guess that like the home is just very private. And if you get invited to a Nordic person's home, you're friends. That or you
That's I don't know what that's about. Like in the US, we don't really think of homes as like sacred. A home, as a matter of fact, a lot of Americans think of a home as like a place to invite your friends and share like fun times, and it's definitely not some sacred thing. It's a lot of people actually want their home just for the purpose of hosting other people. So, yeah, Americans definitely lean into that. It's just like not fun to feel like you have to do that all the time or have a little nuance about it, but the home thing, that's very different. I guess you guys just think of your home as your private space. That's for you. So with that, I don't think there's a right and a wrong way, like to characterize your home. Your home is your home. You can do what you want with it.
deliver food. Also, if you do have an acquaintance over or friends even, like you offer them drinks and maybe cake or snacks, but you don't really make food for them. Unless it's planned beforehand, you don't
Okay.
offer food. That leads me on to family time is often like a private matter, and visitors are not included in meals unless it's decided beforehand. Yeah.
Um, I would say this is pretty similar to American culture. Like the home can be for friends, it can be for hosting, it can be for gathering, but family time is pretty important for most American families. Like you don't just invite random friends or people when you're having family time. That is sacred to a lot of American families. So I think this sounds pretty similar actually.
I think we don't really make a lot of extra food, so If you have a friend over and your family is making food, they kind of need to know if the friend is staying over for dinner or not in advance so they can have a portion of food for them. Like,
I guess the only difference would be like when I was a kid, sometimes I would go over to my friend's house and sometimes I would eat dinner at their house and it's not a big deal. Maybe maybe because in the United States we are very easygoing with our meals, our food. Like we'll make another pizza or we'll buy some more McDonald's or like heat up something in the microwave. It's very simple to make more food. For most American families, it's not much effort. We're not like all making these home cooked meals or healthy. So maybe in Nordic countries, you guys are actually putting effort into the food. So you need to know like who's going to be for American families like if your child has friends over, it's kind of like whatever. Just make some more macaroni and cheese or something.
to me, that makes it why would I make food for you if I don't know if you're staying or not? Like even if my kid was out.
See, again, in the US, we'll just make extra food and if they don't eat it, someone is going to eat. Like this is America. Someone is going to eat the food. It's not going to get wasted.
Out playing with a friend, I would expect them home for dinner and not for the other family to make dinner for my kid. Like, it's not saying that it can't happen. Like, I just say that stuff like that often needs to be planned here.
Oh, wow. So we are definitely a little more easygoing about that. It's funny because Nordics are easygoing about certain things. Like you don't care if like for small talk, you don't need to open the door or you don't care if somebody rushes by or doesn't talk to you. You're very easygoing about that stuff, but not about like dinner. Or like yeah, if my child was at their friend's house and it was an impromptu hangout and it was dinner time, I would expect them to feed the kids. Like or if my kid had a friend over, I'd just feed them like I kind of already said like it might not be the best food, but just give them something. It's not a big deal.
Nordic people avoid conflict like the plague. We won't complain about bad
Wait, what is what is this one?
planned here. Nordic people avoid conflict like the plague. We won't complain about bad service. We just never return. Not saying
Oh, this is so fun. Um, Again, just how different our cultures are. This is another good example. Here in the U.S., Americans do not avoid conflict. Some do, but a lot don't. And if Americans are unhappy, they will let you know, especially at a restaurant. Like our mentality is we're paying for the food. We're we're even leaving a tip because we tip. We're leaving a big tip for the service. So if it's not exactly how we want, we're gonna let you know. I think everybody should be polite and respectful about that, but there's a lot of Americans who will complain openly, rudely about if the food is wrong or if they don't like something or they'll try to get a free meal out of it. That is totally normal in the US. You see it all the time. Um, Personally, I don't like to complain, but tons of Americans do not care. Conflict is totally normal, almost expected, especially in service industries. So, is that good? Probably not. Probably not the best quality.
that nobody complains and sends food back or stuff like that, but the general consensus here is that it's not worth the extra conversation. We eat the shitty food and then we go. I think the
I respect how agreeable Nordic cultures are. Like you want to get along. You don't want to get into some argument or some conversation that's like negative or I do respect that. I guess it just depends on what your personal threshold is for that.
The only time we really complain about food, it's when it's missing. Like, we won't complain if the meat is bad or the food is kind of cold, but if we're missing a condiment that we paid for, we'll politely go up to the bar and say, excuse me, could I please have the condiment I paid for?
Americans will not be so polite about it, and we will complain if the steak is cooked wrong, if the food is cold, if there's the wrong sauce, whatever. So this is a pretty big difference.
We'll politely go up to the bar and say, excuse me, could I please have the condiment I paid for? Pretty please, please.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think this is a good place to stop. This is a long video, so I'll probably come back to this and pick up where I leave off here. But that was really good. This was a lot of fun. Like I said, it's actually amazing how many differences there are between Nordic and American culture. And not just that, but at times we are the total opposite, which is, but I can see. Like, it's fun trying to see how both sides can make sense, or sometimes one doesn't make any sense, but respectfully, it's really cool to see like the different perspective, the different way of living. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, especially if you're from a Nordic country and you understand this, you relate to this, like hearing what your thoughts are about this, that'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.